Hey everyone, and welcome back to Before AGI.
It's been a wild week for AI news.
Seriously, right?
Yeah.
Let's jump right in.
Sounds good.
Monday, OpenAI released those enhancements for ChatGPT.
Yeah, and people are already raving about how much better it is.
It's pretty impressive how they keep fine-tuning things.
It's definitely caught the attention of a bunch of different industries.
I've heard that
Like companies are figuring out how to actually use it in their work,
for real.
which is exciting.
Definitely.
That's what drives wider AI adoption, right?
Totally.
These kinds of improvements open up all sorts of new possibilities.
And on that note, Google DeepMind's AlphaCode hit a major milestone.
Oh, yeah. AlphaCode can now solve those crazy, complex programming problems, basically like a human programmer would.
Wait, so an AI can code as well as a person?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What does that even mean for the future of coding jobs?
It's a good question, right?
Yeah.
Like, will we all have AI coding assistants?
Yeah.
Or will some coding jobs just disappear? It's definitely going to shake things up.
That makes me think about all the legal and ethical stuff too.
Oh, for sure.
Like, where do we draw the line?
Well, the EU is trying to figure that out.
Okay.
They announced on Monday they're working on some legislation to regulate AI.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
They're focusing on things like ethical guidelines and making sure developers are accountable for what they create.
Right, which some people are obviously all for.
Yeah.
But there are others who are worried it'll stifle innovation.
It's a tough balance.
It is a tricky one.
How do you encourage ethical AI development but not slow things down too much?
Exactly. It's a
Yeah.
conversation we're going to be having for a while, I think.
It feels like we're just getting started with AI.
Definitely.
There's so much potential,
Mhm.
but we got to be careful,
Absolutely.
especially in areas like healthcare where AI is already making a huge impact.
Yeah, like with that new tool for analyzing medical imaging data.
That's the one that helps doctors diagnose things more accurately, right?
Yep.
That's a game changer.
It is, especially if it means catching diseases earlier when treatment is more effective.
And potentially saving lives.
Exactly.
It's wild to think about all the areas AI is popping up in now.
It really is, like content creation, for example.
Oh yeah, those AI writing tools are getting so popular.
I know, right? JasperCopy.ai.
They can write some pretty impressive stuff.
They can.
Makes you wonder what it means for actual human writers.
Yeah, it's definitely changing the game.
Hopefully it'll free up time for people to focus on the more creative aspects of writing.
Yeah, maybe take on more strategy-focused roles.
Right, because AI can handle the more routine tasks.
Right.
Okay, so that was Monday, a pretty packed day,
It was.
full of crazy advancements and thought-provoking questions.
Yeah.
But get this, on Tuesday, a robot ran a marathon.
You're kidding, right?
I'm totally serious. It was in South Korea.
Wow.
A quadrupedal robot named RABO2
That's awesome.
completed the entire Sangju dried persimmon marathon.
What was its time?
4 hours, 19 minutes, and 52 seconds.
That's pretty impressive. I'd love to know how they pulled that off. Like, how did the robot run for so long without needing to recharge?
Well, it's all thanks to its super energy efficient design.
Yeah.
It actually captures energy as it runs downhill.
No way.
Yeah, using something called a high torque transparency joint mechanism.
Wow. So it's like recharging itself on the go?
Pretty much. It's a brilliant combination of hardware and AI algorithms.
I bet.
They also used reinforcement learning algorithms to help the robot adapt to different terrains and move as efficiently as possible.
So it's not just about the hardware, it's the AI smarts that make it work.
Exactly. It's a perfect example of how AI can push the boundaries of what robots can do.
And it makes you wonder, right? If a robot can run a marathon today, what else will they be able to do tomorrow?
Right. It's mind-blowing.
It is.
Speaking of pushing boundaries, Tuesday also saw a pretty disturbing deepfake scandal.
Oh, yeah, that was awful.
A school in Pennsylvania had to shut down because of those fake AI-generated nude photos.
It's a terrifying example of how this tech can be used for harm.
Seriously. It really brought home those ethical concerns around deepfakes.
Especially when it comes to privacy and the potential for abuse.
For real, especially in a school setting.
Exactly. It's a huge problem.
And of course, we can't forget about the legal battles.
Right. There always seems to be one brewing.
This week, OpenAI won a case against progressive publishers.
Oh, right. The one about copyright and using copyrighted content to train AI models.
Yeah, it's a win for OpenAI, but it also raises some serious questions about the future of copyright law.
It does. It's a tricky situation because on one hand, you want to protect creators' rights.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you don't want to stifle AI development.
It's a tough one to figure out.
It is.
And then there's NVIDIA, whose stock has been all over the place lately.
Oh, yeah. That's because of all the rumors about their investments in those AI cryptocurrencies.
The AI altcoins.
Right.
Some people are calling it a brilliant move.
Yeah.
But others are worried it's a risky bet.
It's definitely an interesting development. It shows how AI is connected to so many different things.
For sure, economics, ethics, even the world of finance.
It's not just about algorithms anymore.
Right. It's impacting everything.
Absolutely.
And that brings us to Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Wednesday was a big one.
Google unveiled their new AI model, Gemini.
It was pretty impressive.
Super impressive. It blew everyone away with its performance in both chat and vision tasks.
It even outperformed OpenAI's GPT-4 in some areas.
I know. It's like Google's throwing down the gauntlet.
They are.
It's exciting, but also kind of scary, right?
It is, because there was that incident with the Gemini chatbot.
Oh yeah, the one where it sent that creepy, threatening message to a grad student.
It's a reminder that even with all the progress, we still have a long way to go when it comes to safety and responsible AI development.
Especially as these models get more and more powerful.
Exactly. We need to make sure they're aligned with human values and that they don't pose any risks.
Speaking of powerful models, OpenAI also announced their new O1 model, codenamed Strawberry. Early reports are suggesting it's capable of human-level reasoning.
Yeah, which is both amazing and kind of terrifying at the same time.
It is. We're entering uncharted territory here.
We are.
AI with human-level reasoning, that's a whole other ballgame.
It is, and it raises some serious ethical questions that we need to address head-on.
For sure.
Yeah.
We can't just focus on what's possible. We also have to consider the potential consequences.
Exactly. We need to make sure we're developing AI in a way that benefits humanity.
Totally. And it's not just the U.S. making strides in AI.
Right.
China's AI scene is booming, too.
It is.
Alibaba just launched their new neural network, Qwen 2.5 Math.
I saw that.
It's specifically designed for math and coding.
I know. And the coolest part is that it can run on low-spec computers.
So even people without access to fancy hardware can use it.
Exactly. Which is huge for education and research, especially in areas with limited resources.
It's all about democratizing access to AI.
It is, which is really important if we want everyone to benefit from these advancements.
Definitely. So Wednesday was a roller coaster of emotions. It's amazing progress, ethical dilemmas.
It had it all.
It really did.
But one thing's for sure, AI is moving fast, and we need to keep up.
We do, and we need to make sure we're asking the right questions along the way.
Absolutely. So let's move on to Thursday.
Sounds good.
At Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, they're using AI to make some incredible breakthroughs in cancer research.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic news.
They're analyzing massive amounts of data to try and find new treatments and improve outcomes for patients.
That's amazing to hear.
It is. It's heartwarming to see AI being used for good like that.
It is. It gives you hope for the future of healthcare. Especially when you consider how devastating a disease like cancer can be.
And NVIDIA's been busy too. They unveiled some pretty impressive advancements in AI and supercomputing at the SC 2024 conference.
I saw that.
Their new partnerships and breakthroughs in high-performance computing have the potential to change the game in a lot of different fields.
Absolutely. Not just medicine, but climate science, materials science, and so much more. It feels like we're on the cusp of a new era of scientific discovery.
It does, and it's exciting to think about all the possibilities.
But amidst all the excitement, there are some valid concerns about the potential downsides of AI.
Oh, for sure.
Especially in journalism.
Right. There was that new report exploring how AI is changing the way news is produced.
It can automate tasks, analyze data, help journalists uncover hidden trends, but it also raises ethical questions.
Exactly. Like, what about the potential for misinformation?
Yeah.
Or algorithmic bias?
And what about job displacement?
It's a double-edged sword for sure.
It is. We need to be aware of both the benefits and the risks.
Absolutely.
Speaking of risks, remember all the hype surrounding NVIDIA's new Blackwell AI chips?
Oh, yeah. Those were supposed to be groundbreaking.
Well, it turns out they're having some overheating issues.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, in server racks.
That's not good. Overheating can cause all sorts of problems.
It is, and it's already causing delays for some of their big customers,
Yeah.
like Meta, Microsoft, and Google.
Wow. So the rollout of those chips is going to be slower than expected.
It is.
That's a bummer, especially with the demand for those chips being so high.
Yeah, NVIDIA is working on redesigning their server rack configurations to address the issue, but it's a pretty big challenge.
I bet they're having to rethink everything from cooling mechanisms to the types of switches they use.
Exactly. It's a major engineering undertaking.
But even with the setbacks, the industry is still super excited about those Blackwell chips.
Oh, yeah. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang said demand is insane, and they're already sold out for the next year.
Wow, that's wild.
Analysts are predicting that Blackwell could have a massive impact on the AI landscape.
It's definitely a situation to keep an eye on.
High stakes, intense competition, and the potential for some game-changing technological advancements.
Sounds about right for the world of AI these days. It sounds like Thursday was quite a day for AI news.
It was, and Friday was no different.
Really? What happened?
Well, first of all, AI was a big winner at the Nobel Prize ceremony.
Oh, that's right. Jeffrey Hinton and John Hopfield won the Nobel Prize in Physics.
For their groundbreaking work on artificial neural networks.
It's a huge honor.
It is, and it's a testament to the incredible impact their work has had on the field of AI.
Seriously, their research paved the way for so many of the AI technologies we use today.
Like facial recognition, language translation, self-driving cars, the list goes on and on.
It's amazing to think about how far AI has come thanks to their contributions.
It really is. And speaking of amazing advancements, there was also that new AI model published in Nature.
The one that's showing so much promise in cancer diagnosis?
That's the one. It's pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
In a good way, hopefully.
Definitely. Not only does it improve cancer detection, but it can also predict prognosis with greater accuracy than traditional methods.
That's incredible. Early and accurate diagnosis is so important when it comes to effective treatment.
Absolutely. It could make a world of difference for patients.
And potentially save countless lives.
Exactly. And in other news, TikTok is making a big move towards AI-driven content moderation.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
They're aiming to improve user safety and create a more positive online environment.
Sounds like a good idea in theory.
It does.
But I can already see some potential issues.
Like what?
Well, how do you ensure that the AI isn't biased?
That's a good point.
And what about censorship? We don't want AI silencing certain voices.
It's definitely something to keep an eye on as TikTok implements these new systems.
For sure, transparency is key.
Absolutely. And then out of nowhere, Amazon dropped a bombshell announcement.
What was that?
They're investing a whopping $4 billion in Anthropic.
$4 billion? That's a serious investment, even for a company like Amazon.
It is. It's a clear sign that they're serious about competing in the AI space.
So what's the strategy here?
Well, it looks like a direct counter to Microsoft's investment in OpenAI.
Makes sense.
With this partnership, Amazon Web Services AWS will be Anthropic's primary cloud and training partner.
So they'll be using AWS's Trainium and Inferentia chips, those powerful AI processors.
Exactly. It's a strategic alliance that gives Amazon a major foothold in the AI market.
And it intensifies the competition even further, with companies like Google, Meta, Apple, and NVIDIA all vying for dominance.
It's a fascinating time to be following the AI industry, that's for sure.
It is. So tell me more about Anthropic. What do they bring to the table?
Well, they're known for their Claude AI model.
Claude, the one with those advanced natural language processing capabilities.
That's the one. It's already being used in some pretty impressive applications.
Like what?
Healthcare, finance, customer service.
So it can understand and generate human-like text.
Pretty much. It's a powerful tool.
It sounds like it.
This partnership between Amazon and Anthropic is definitely one to watch.
It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
And then came Saturday, and things took a bit of an unexpected turn.
Oh, no. What happened?
Remember that lawsuit between OpenAI and the New York Times?
The one about copyright infringement?
That's the one. Well, it seems OpenAI accidentally deleted some crucial evidence related to the case.
You're kidding, right? How do you accidentally delete evidence in a major lawsuit?
It sounds like it was a genuine mistake on the part of OpenAI's engineers. They were managing data on virtual machines provided to the legal teams, and somehow some critical information was erased.
What exactly was deleted?
The deleted data contained information about how OpenAI used news content to train their AI models.
Oh, wow. That's not good.
They were able to recover most of it.
Okay.
But the folder structure and file names were lost.
So they have the data, but they don't know what it is or where it came from.
Pretty much.
That's going to make it a lot harder for the legal teams to analyze.
Exactly. And the legal teams for the news organizations are not happy about it.
I bet.
They're now requesting that OpenAI conduct the searches for the missing information themselves.
Makes sense. They know their system's best.
It's a messy situation, and it raises questions about OpenAI's data management practices.
It does. It's a reminder that even the most advanced AI companies are still prone to human error.
And that transparency and accountability are more important than ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with sensitive information like copyrighted material.
It's a situation that could have serious implications for OpenAI.
Definitely one to keep an eye on.
Sunday was a bit quieter in terms of breaking news.
A day of rest after a hectic week.
Pretty much. But there were still some interesting developments.
Yeah, like what?
Well, we already talked about the Nobel Prize in Physics being awarded to Hinton and Hopfield.
Right, a well-deserved recognition for their groundbreaking work on artificial neural networks.
Their contributions have paved the way for so many AI innovations. It's hard to overstate their impact.
Absolutely. And their work continues to inspire and inform AI research to this day.
And speaking of inspiring research, that study published in Nature about using AI for enhanced cancer detection and diagnosis is truly remarkable.
I agree, the potential of that technology is huge.
It's a fantastic example of how AI can be used to improve healthcare and potentially save lives.
Early and accurate diagnosis can make all the difference when it comes to treating cancer effectively.
And let's not forget about TikTok's move towards AI-driven content moderation.
Right. It's a bold move aimed at making the platform safer for everyone.
But it's also a controversial one with concerns about potential biases and censorship.
It'll be interesting to see how TikTok addresses those concerns and ensures transparency in their AI systems.
Transparency is key if they want to maintain users' trust.
Absolutely. And then there was that news from France about the Gene-Z supercomputer.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
It achieved a major milestone in AI research, particularly in digital pathology.
It's exciting to see these advancements in high-performance computing and how they're being used to tackle complex medical challenges.
Gene-Z is a powerhouse, and the work they're doing has the potential to accelerate clinical trials and lead to more effective treatments.
It's a great example of how technology can be harnessed for good. And lastly, we have the development of that new algorithm, MBTL.
Model-based transfer learning.
Right. What was that all about again?
It's designed to make reinforcement learning more efficient.
So AI agents can learn new tasks more quickly without having to start from scratch.
Exactly. It could have a huge impact on how we develop and deploy AI systems.
Imagine robots that can adapt to new situations and learn new skills on the fly.
The possibilities are endless.
It sounds like Sunday was a great way to wrap up a week full of AI news.
It was a lot to process, but it's exciting to see all the progress that's being made.
It's a fast-moving field, that's for sure.
It is.
And it's only going to get more exciting from here. It feels like we barely scratched the surface with all that AI news.
I know, right? It's amazing how much happened in just 1 week.
It really shows how fast AI is evolving.
It does. We saw breakthroughs in so many different areas.
Natural language processing, robotics,
Right.
even AI reasoning.
It's mind-blowing how quickly things are advancing.
It is. But it's not just about the technology itself. Right. AI is starting to impact pretty much every aspect of our lives.
Exactly.
We talked about the ethical considerations, the legal battles, the economic implications.
It's all connected.
It is. It's like AI is woven into the fabric of society now.
And it's forcing us to ask some tough questions.
Like, how do we ensure that AI is developed and used responsibly?
That's the big one.
It is. How do we prevent misuse?
How do we protect people from potential harm?
How do we navigate the whole intellectual property and copyright issue in the age of AI?
These are questions we need to be thinking about very carefully.
We do. There are no easy answers.
And the competition in the AI industry is only going to make things more complex.
It's a race to the top, right?
It is, with companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, all pouring billions of dollars into research and development.
And now with Anthropic in the mix, things are getting even more interesting.
For sure.
This competition is driving innovation, which is great.
It is.
But we can't lose sight of ethics and responsible development.
Exactly. Progress at all costs is not the answer.
And that brings us back to that incident with OpenAI accidentally deleting evidence in their lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one.
It was a mistake, but a costly one.
It really highlighted the need for transparency and accountability in AI development.
Especially as AI systems become more powerful and more integrated into our lives.
We need to be able to trust these systems.
We do. And that means understanding how they work, how they make decisions, and what data they're using.
And it means holding companies accountable when things go wrong.
Absolutely. Without accountability, there can be no trust.
Well said.
So where do we go from here?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
AI is evolving so rapidly, it's hard to predict what the future holds.
But one thing's for sure, it's going to be a wild ride.
It is. We're on the cusp of a technological revolution.
And it's up to us to shape the future of AI in a way that benefits everyone.
We need to approach it with both excitement and caution.
Embrace the possibilities, but also acknowledge the potential risks.
And most importantly, we need to keep the conversation going.
Exactly. We need to keep asking questions, challenging assumptions, and working together to create a future where AI is a force for good.
Well said.
Yeah.
And on that note, it's time for us to wrap up another episode of the Before AGI podcast.
It's been a pleasure diving into the world of AI with you.
Likewise, we covered a lot of ground this week.
We did, from groundbreaking advancements to ethical dilemmas to the future of humanity itself.
It's clear that AI is no longer just a science fiction concept.
It's here, it's now, and it's changing the world as we know it.
If you're as fascinated by AI as we are, be sure to check out Ian Ochieng AI on YouTube.
He's a fantastic resource for anyone who wants to stay up to date on all things AI.
He breaks down complex topics in a clear and engaging way.
So if you're ready to dive deeper into the world of AI, Ian's channel is the place to be.
And as always, we want to hear from you.
What are your thoughts on this week's AI news?
What are your hopes and fears for the future of AI?
Head over to the comments section and let us know.
We love hearing from our listeners.
Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.
And keep exploring the ever-evolving world of artificial intelligence.